Welcome to the Toolbox Talk on forklift safety. Today, we're going to talk about the crushing hazards associated with using forklifts. This hazard is very likely to result in death and will be a crush you will never get over. By the end of this presentation, you'll be able to recognize the hazards that contribute to crushing. So you want to know the facts? According to OSHA, 85 workers will be killed annually in forklift-related accidents. And of those 85 fatalities, 78% will meet their demise by being crushed. Workers have been crushed between the load and the floor, loaded in containers, and even the truck. While working at Moesha's supermarket in Brooklyn, 22-year-old Gustavo Tapia and co-workers used a powered pallet jack to move a broken forklift to the rooftop level of the parking garage. While pushing the pallet jack, the broken forklift slipped off, rolled down the ramp, and crushed Tapia. He was taken to the hospital, but later succumbed to the chest injuries. OSHA inspectors found that the accident was 100% preventable. Tapia nor his co-workers had been trained to use powered industrial trucks, and the pallet jack had a rated capacity of 4,000 pounds, much less than the nearly 9,000-pound forklift. In all, the supermarket was cited 9 serious violations. Crushing accidents are serious. When a person is crushed by a forklift, your organ's physical defense system, your bones, are compressed and broken, therefore resulting in life-threatening damage to the organs. Being crushed is not a pleasant experience, and if the hazards are known and prevented, we can all make it home. So let's go over some of these hazards and prevention. Forklifts have a low center of gravity. However, once a load is moved, the center of gravity can be quickly changed. Uneven surfaces can rapidly increase this transition, creating a hazard. When driving on uneven terrain, only use a forklift designed to do so. Make sure to take extra caution and a few extra minutes to complete the job. When traveling on a ramp, the center of gravity will shift, creating a hazard, increasing the likelihood for the truck to tip over. When on a ramp, always keep the load uphill. If you're traveling without a load, use the weight of the truck as the load. For example, uphill with a load, drive forward. Downhill with a load, drive in reverse. Also, never turn on a ramp. Crushing is not always due to operator error. It can be attributed to poor design. When designing a new facility, forklift traffic should be considered at that point. Allow sufficient room for the trucks to drive and maneuver. That's going to decrease the chances of crushing another employee. If the building wasn't designed for that area, purchase a narrow aisle truck. Equipment failures such as faulty brakes or gas pedals can cause the forklift to not stop when the driver commands it to. Make sure to perform a pre-shift inspection prior to every shift. Have the forklifts inspected regularly by a knowledgeable company. When working on a forklift, make sure to plan for the unexpected, such as falling forks or an emergency brake malfunction. Poor housekeeping increases hazards for both the driver and the pedestrians. Always keep congestion out of the aisleways. That includes pallets. And pick up after yourself. If you spill something, notify others with a sign and an announcement. Remember, a clean work area is a safe work area. Make sure to communicate to anyone in the area when you're going to be moving large or odd-shaped loads. Also, call out to people in the surrounding area when moving anything. Notify employees and visitors where the forklifts will be used. You can do this by putting up signs. Also, make sure to notify people ahead of time so they have time to prevent. When it comes to forklifts, there's no need for speed. These machines help move large and heavy items with little or no help. The purpose is not to transport 5,000 pounds with the pedal to the metal. Forklifts should be maintained at a steady walking pace. It's around 2 miles per hour. Just like automobiles, the faster you drive, the harder it will be to stop. Horseplay is a cause of crushing and tipping that is 100% preventable. Careless and reckless employees trying to be comedic and playful by using forklifts can and do kill people. Another version of forklift is using it for not its intended purpose. If the forklift you're using doesn't work, wait until you find one that does work. No job is so time sensitive that your job's worth it. Okay, so let's pretend you didn't listen to me and that your forklift starts to tip. What do? Well, if you're driving, immediately lean away from the site of contact. Use your body weight to counter the tip. In order to get better leverage, brace the wheel and hold on tightly while leaning away. If you're a pedestrian, try your best to move away from the forklift, duck in nearby structures and door frames to avoid contact. If you fall out, you'll most likely end up beneath the overturned truck. In order to prevent this, never jump out of a tipping truck. Also, you should always wear your seatbelt. Unless the emergency brake is set for you to get off the truck, your seatbelt must be on. As mentioned throughout this presentation, many factors come into a forklift crushing an employee. In order to avoid this, we must all take dual responsibility at work. If you're driving, stay in your lane and look out for pedestrians. If you're working, stay in the pedestrian areas and keep an eye out for forklifts. We can only thrive and survive when we work together. So another real-life incident. In East Kentucky, an employee was operating a forklift outdoors with a passenger on board. She was sitting on the lift truck without a designated seat. While taking a sharp turn at a high speed, the forklift overturned and crushed the passenger beneath the truck. The two were alone on site, so the driver ran to get another forklift to lift the overturned forklift that had pinned the passenger. The passenger was flown to University Hospital for injuries. The entire situation could have been avoided. Senseless hazards like speed, uneven terrain, and horseplay left this woman with months of recovery. Forklift manufacturers are aware of the hazards associated with this helpful machinery. As such, there are countless resources to gain information and tips for forklift safety. If requested, Yale will send a forklift safety poster with some tips on do's and don'ts. Also, if you visit the CAT website, they have a multitude of videos for forklift drivers to view. In a very small amount of time, a forklift can take someone's life by crushing them. This can happen to the driver or pedestrians. When used appropriately, forklifts help make the workplace much more productive. But the strength and immense size of these machines are underestimated. Serious and fatal consequences can occur. When driving, always buckle up. Keep the forks low, drive them slow. Don't let a simple mistake fork up your day. We give credit to the following sources for information, stories, and photos that contributed to the success of this presentation.